It's April 2020 and Apple have just announced the new iPad Pro lineup with little to no changes from last year's generation. However, this is the 2017 iPad Pro 10.5 inch. I've been using it for a little over 2 years and honestly, I'm happy to keep using it. This is the iPad Pro 2017 10.5 inch in 2020. Still worth your money? Let's see. Back when I originally got this iPad Pro, I actually got two different sizes at the same time, pretty much on the same day, purely because I couldn't decide. 10.5 inch, is it too small? 12.9 inch, is it too big? Ultimately, when I had both of them, I kept going back to this one. It's a smaller form factor, easier to use as a tablet. The 12.9 inch was just monstrous and felt like reading like a big, huge, wide screen, when most of the time I just wanted to use it as a tablet first of all, and computer some of the time. Form factor wise, this is a lot easier, a lot better, a lot more manageable as a tablet. And so I still think that today, 10.5 inches is a damn good size. I eventually slowly stopped using the 12.9 just because it was too big. I used it occasionally with the keyboard case and even more rarely for watching videos in bed, because again, holding it up, propping it up, a 12.9 inch screen was just too much. And I think if you've got the two different sizes, just holding it a couple of inches further away or a couple of inches closer, the video difference isn't that much anyway. You're still getting a really good screen quality and screen size from the 10.5 inch. When it's in the bag, it's a lot lighter and it doesn't feel like I'm carrying a computer around, whereas the 12.9 inch did. The 10.5 inch just goes in the bag nice and easy. It does no bulk, there's not a lot of weight, and you barely notice when it's there. With the other one, it's big, and it's bulky and it's heavy, especially with that keyboard case. For most of the time when I was out and about, I will take the 10.5 inch tablet and my MacBook Pro just in case. So if I was going out working but wanted my tablet for reading, essentially I'd have both devices. Could have had the iPad Pro 12.9 inch for most things, but not for all things, because the previous model as well had that good old faithful Lightning port, which I'll come back to. The previous generations of the iPad as well also had that curved edges, which is a bit more easier to hold, especially long periods of time if you are reading something, and around the corners as well, it is a bit gentler on the hands. The other benefit of it as well, which you don't really realise at the time, but looking back on it, I don't really like folio cases. They add bulk and it's unnecessary. With this smart cover is literally just the front and attaches on the side by magnets, meaning there's nothing needed on the back. Smart. It's my favourite case and always has been for any iPad. I don't like anything that goes around the back and anything that adds too much weight to it or too much bulk. Unfortunately, because of the squared off design, the squared off edges, and that being where you charge your Apple Pencil, the new cases are all folio. I couldn't see an actual iPad case that was just the front for the new Pros, which is a shame because I say this is my favourite design of the cases. Again, not a big deal because looking at that Magic Keyboard that's due out in May, that looks pretty sweet. I'm pretty happy the compromise of having something on the back just for having that full keyboard and trackpad. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. As I say, this one doesn't charge the Apple Pencil with magnets on the side. Instead, it charges ridiculously, like so. And that's just, I think Apple know that's a poor design choice, hence why they changed it for the new iPads, because that is impractical and ridiculous, and you could never charge it in a bag, you could never charge it on the go, and you can barely even charge it whilst using the iPad because you just feel like you're going to snap off the pencil, and risky business. However, it is a good idea. It's not all bad for the Apple Pencil because you can still charge it via a wire, which again is quite handy, as long as you remember to charge it up before you leave and you don't use it constantly. Then it's not all bad because I say you don't have to have it on the side. Again, when you're using it, it's in the way. There is no win for this unless they come up with a way like the Note, which just goes inside the iPad. That is the ultimate dream, and it charges inside it. Great, but given the thinness of the iPad, it wouldn't mean making it thicker to accommodate for the pencil. So the two main things that do tempt me away from this iPad and to the new iPad would be the USB-C charging and the new Apple Pencil design. LiDAR scanner, the ultra-wide camera, I'm not all about that. It's not something you need on a device. I mean, we all know AR is kind of gimmicky stages at the moment. I use it occasionally with the time of flight sensor on my Note 9, and I use it even less frequently on something like the iPad Pro. USB-C, however, isn't a gimmick, and it isn't just great, one charger to charge them all, one charger to bring them all, one charger to bind them. It's more about practicality. With a USB-C as opposed to Lightning, you can add different accessories, keyboards. You can use one charger when you go traveling, yes, but you can also add dongles. And which means you can add card readers, external hard drives a lot easier than you could with the lightning cable, which makes it a lot more likely to replace a laptop and a bit more of a workhorse, something that isn't just used for viewing websites and emails, but something you can actually use on a day-to-day basis. Having that USB-C cable would mean that I would be able to film video on my Note and then transport it to my iPad nice and easy with a USB-C cable. I'd be able to charge my iPhone or charge my phone from the iPad. I'd also be able to use an external keyboard wired instead of Bluetooth. I'd be able to read off a memory card a lot easier, and it does change a workflow. With a USB-C cable, it does become more of a MacBook replacement rather than just another glass slab. The processors on the new iPad Pros, according to Apple, are more powerful than most computers, or than a lot of computers out there, which, you know, the clutching straws are just marketing terms, isn't it, at the end of the day? What is a computer? What is more powerful than what computer? I mean, yes, it's more powerful than a Chromebook, but a Chromebook's built for just web browsing. Is it more powerful than a MacBook Pro? No, obviously, otherwise they wouldn't still sell them. And is it more powerful than top-end Windows laptops? No, probably not. But it is versatile. It is useful. At the end of the day, again, for creators, for people who are using CAD design software on the iPad, you may need them new processors. For 90% of people buying iPads, I've never had any slowdown on this. This is running iOS 13.4 now, and it's no issues at all running anything from Procreate to LumaFusion. And a matter of fact, this video itself will be, or has been, filmed on an iPhone and edited on the iPad with LumaFusion, and just for the poops and giggles, has been transported at 4K. Has been uploaded at 4K resolution. So it is no slouch. It will do almost anything you throw at it. The next thing that's a bit outdated, that button and those bezels. I'm no bezel snob, especially on an iPad, because you need something to hold on to. You need edges. I don't want to see a completely bezel-less iPad. That would annoy me. However, the new design, hands down, is better than the old design. Getting rid of the fingerprint sensor at the bottom. Yeah, Face ID over fingerprint sensor every day, without question. And not a case of security, just of ease of use, to be able to open the cover and it be open and ready to use, rather than open the cover, use my thumb on the button and then unlock it. It's a little bit easier. I'm all about that easy, lazy life. I've had a couple of hospital trips and a couple of trips traveling where extended use, Bluetooth headphones and AirPods, whether would die. So again, your old faithful, throwing back to the past, it's 2017 iPod means that you get this. Oh yeah, a headphone jack. That's for actually wired headphones for the kids of today. You plug headphones in. Who'd have thought? That's crazy, right? So that has come in handy, especially, like I say, a few times where I've been in hospital or whatever, and they're saying don't use Bluetooth, or, you know, just general day-to-day. Sometimes I don't have a charger for my wireless headphones. Sometimes it's just easier to use a wire, especially extended use. At the video, I'd rather have headphones plugged in, and it just gets a better sound quality, as you know, and I'm no audiophile. But a headphone jack is a nice to have, not essential, but don't give me any rubbish of there's no room on a new iPad for a headphone jack. Of course there's room. They just want you to buy AirPods and Beats headphones instead, and that's why it's removed. So honestly, I have no issues recommending this. I'd happily recommend this iPad to anyone who's in the market, because you're going to pick one of these up easily half the price of what you pick up a new iPad Pro. Will it do everything you need to? Yeah. Will it get the latest Apple software? Yes. Has it got Apple Pencil compatibility? Yes, but probably should get the new one if you're going to use the Apple Pencil all day, every day. And will it get the new Apple Magic Keyboard? No, it won't, but you still can pick up a Bluetooth keyboard. That is going to work great with it, and it does work with Bluetooth mice as well, just like the new iPads do. That's a software feature of iOS 13.4, not a hardware feature of the new iPad Pro. So ultimately, it all does come down to what you're after in your iPad. If you're going to check emails, view websites, shop online, even if you're going to do a bit of light photo editing on Snapseed or Photoshop CC, by all means, this is a killer tablet. If you want something that's going to last another 3 or 4 years and you want to have the latest and greatest, if you are going to use AR, you probably want a LiDAR sensor, and if you're going to use a Apple Pencil on a daily basis and don't want to look like a moron with an antenna sticking out of your tablet, buy the new one. But this will definitely save you money and do almost anything you need it to. Highly recommend, even in 2020. So make a smart choice. And I'm going to go check out prices of the new 2020 iPad Pro. Thanks for watching. Give the video a like if you liked it. Let me know if you're using a tablet at the minute, what tablet you're using. And let me know if you're going to get the new iPad Pro, or if you would consider something a little bit older.